Hello everyone and welcome back to my Warhammer 40k guides. I am Brady and today we have some more information about 9th edition that Games Workshop released on the Warhammer community page. So I'm going to be going over that real quick and giving you my thoughts and review on the new rules that they're releasing. So this article is called Having a Blast. So I remember they had this before in the original stream where they were announcing 9th edition. They said you'd get max shots with quote-unquote blast weapons. So I guess they're specifying blast weapons now. So blast weapons, some weapons have blast listed in their profile's abilities. These are referred to as blast weapons. In addition to the normal rules, the following rules apply to blast weapons. 1. If a blast weapon targets a unit that has between 6 and 10 models, it always makes a minimum of 3 attacks. For example, if a grenade D6 weapon with the blast rule targets a unit that has 6 or more models, and you roll a 2 to determine how many attacks are made, that roll is counted as being 3, and that weapon makes 3 attacks against that unit. So 6 to 10 models isn't necessarily a horde unit in my opinion, that's like normal unit size in my opinion. So you don't get max shots with that, you get a minimum of 3. When a blast weapon targets a unit that has 11 or more models, do not roll dice to randomly determine how many attacks are made. Instead, make the maximum possible number of attacks. For example, if a grenade D6 weapon with the blast rule targets a unit with 11 or more models, that weapon makes 6 attacks against that unit. So I was saying in the original video that I was really interested to see how they determined what a horde unit was. And people were saying, oh, well, certain units are going to get the horde keyword, blah, 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 blah. Well, now I figured it was going to be the same tried and true method that they always do. And it was going to be based on if the unit you're attacking has X amount of models or more. And so in this, I guess they're going with 11. So anything over 10 models in a unit is considered a horde unit now, in Games Workshop's opinion, which is interesting because that means like even taking sister squads that have 15 models in each squad, even if you only took 3 of them, that's technically in Games Workshop's eyes kind of like a horde army now. Which I guess in a way kind of makes sense, but at the same time, I don't agree with it. But if they needed to find a way to make this work, then that's cool. What this does do though, is it makes like battle cannons and stuff like that so much better at dealing with this kind of stuff. So no longer so in a way, personally, I actually kind of don't like this. Because I used to like how blast weapons didn't just do everything. You had to have your like battle cannons and stuff like that to deal with vehicles and elite units, but then you had to bring something else in order to deal with the hordes. So something like in Astra Militarum, you'd take like a Punisher Leman Russ, the one with like the 20 shot chain gun on the top. But now it seems like blast weapons are going to be able to cover pretty much everything that you need. And I kind of don't like that. Because when going against a horde now, a battle cannon Leman Russ now gets 12 shots with its top gun. That's so good. And it's strength 8, -2, D3 damage. Like, holy crap, that's so good. So, I kind of scrolled down a little bit and I found this part. And this is what I think makes the blast weapons a little bit more balanced against hordes now. Blast weapons can never be used to make attacks against a unit that is within engagement range of the firing model's unit, even if the weapon has the pistol type or the firing model is a vehicle or monster. Firing high explosives at point blank range is simply unwise. So because of this, so even though in the video I made yesterday about the news they announced yesterday how vehicles can shoot into engagement range now, which is basically what they're calling close combat, blast weapons can't do that anymore. So stuff like basilisks and Leman Russes with battle cannons and stuff like that, you're actually still going to be able to do the old tried and true method of just holding them in combat and making them useless because they won't be able to shoot at anything. Like, sure, the basilisks will be able to shoot you with like a heavy bolter or a multi-melta or something like that, but if you have a horde, then you don't really give a crap about one heavy bolter or one multi-melta. Same thing with the Leman Russ. Unless they have the Leman Russ decked out with like heavy flame responses, which is something I was saying yesterday that some people might want to kit out their Leman Russes with, if they don't think that they're going to have a large enough screen of guardsmen in order to protect them from a charging horde of like Orc Boys or Tyranid Gaunts or something like that. So I think for vehicles like basilisks and battle cannon Leman Russes, the best way to combat them with like a horde army is just the same way you did it in 8th edition. Get in close combat with them and hold them there so they can't really shoot you. With the changes they're making in 9th though, you are going to take some casualties, especially if like the Leman Russ has like some flame responses on it. But I still think that's going to be a viable method of holding back these blast weapon vehicles since they can't shoot their blast weapons in close combat, and their blast weapons are going to get maximum amount of shots when shooting at your hordes anyways. So you really want to stop them from being able to shoot at you with those blast weapons. Because now blast weapons are not only a threat to like vehicles and elite units, they're now going to be a threat to hordes too. They're a threat to like everything. They're the best shooting in the game now, in my opinion. But overall, I think this is a nice little boost to blast weapons, and I feel like they kind of needed it. Thinking about it in hindsight, there wasn't all that many weapon choices that people took that had like D6 random shots, and that's because usually it was so random. Sometimes you get 1 shot, sometimes you get 6. But I don't know, it never felt good to always roll those 1s for your 1 shot, and then you still have to hit afterwards. It's not like it's a flamer where it auto hits. You still have to roll how many shots you get, and then you roll how many hits you get. So yeah, that was never all that great, especially against armies with like hordes of units and stuff like that. But now blast weapons should be able to help deal with hordes a little bit easier. Originally, I was going to say with how good blast weapons seemed that you should just fill your entire army with them, but then I read this part. So I don't think that filling your entire army with blast weapons is going to be viable, unless of course you can have a tremendously good screen just out front to stop stuff from being able to tie up your blast weapon stuff, because if they do, well, then your blast weapon stuff is going to be useless, just like in 8th edition when your tanks got tied up by rushing melee units. And then I guess before I end the video, we'll go over this real quick. They give some examples of different weapons that are becoming a blast weapon. So there's the Barbed Strangler for Tyranids, Death Strike Missiles, which is also Astra Militarum, the D Cannon, which I think is Eldar, Squig Launcher has to be Orcs, Phlegm Bombardment, and that's Chaos Space Marines with their Soul Grinder. Or no, that's Chaos Demons. That's Chaos Demons with their Soul Grinder. They also say somewhere over here that in the back of the core rulebook is where they're going to mention all 174 blast weapons and relics. That's a lot of different blast weapons and relics. I like too that they're just going to put them directly into the core rulebook instead of like some FAQ online that changes all the different codexes and stuff we have. I like that all the information is going to be located in one neat place. So I do like that as well. And I guess that's going to be it for this video. It's just a short one because they didn't really announce all that much today. But I still wanted to get this information out to you guys anyways, because I'm loving all the new stuff about 9th edition so far, and I can't wait to get my hands on the rulebook so I can finally play a game of 9th edition. With that said, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and subscribe for more Warhammer 40k content like this. Also, if you want to help support the channel even further than watching my videos and sharing them with your friends, I'd ask that you consider making a pledge on Patreon. For as small as $5 a month, you can get exclusive access to the Almost Pro Gaming Discord server, where you can talk with myself and other patrons and get help with stuff like list building and tactics. And for a slightly more expensive tier at $15 a month, you can get a custom list built by me every month. So if you want to start a new army, or if you want to just figure out a list out of your army that will help you beat your friends and stuff like that, I can definitely do that for you. And yeah, I guess that's it. So last thing to say is thanks to all my past and current patrons. You guys and gals are awesome. I love you all, and without you, the channel would not be where it's at today. So I honestly can't thank you all enough. And thanks to all of you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Happy wargaming.